Welcome back to the Peninsular War. May 16th, 1811. The Battle of Albuera. A little bit of background on this. I'm just going to read a small excerpt from BritishBattles.com. The background of the Battle of Albuera. While Lieutenant General Viscount Wellington was engaged in combating Marshal Massena on the Portuguese-Spanish border at Ciudad Rodrigo in western center Spain, leading to the Battle of Fuentes de Oñoro, which we just did a little while ago. Marshal Beresford was laying siege to the fortified border city of Badajoz in the south. An uneasy cooperation with the Spanish general Blake was who nominally accepted Beresford as the overall commander. Early May 1811, Marshal Soult marched north from Seville with his army of Andalusia to relieve the French garrison at Badajoz. Beresford and Blake, I'm going to start paraphrasing here, kind of got word to it. They moved south with all speed. Beresford and Blake agreed to confront Soult at Albuera and a defensive ridge that had already been selected by Wellington that had screened the Badajoz siege works. So Wellington did have a hand on this one. That'll be the ridge right there. Soult marched with all speed, intending to catch Beresford before he could concentrate his troops to oppose him. So Beresford had under his command, he had a mix of Spanish, Portuguese, and English, of course. And they were moved out here. And then Soult's big thing was basically to try to get to this ridge line before they could concentrate those three different groups and smash through to Badajoz and relieve the garrison. This small collection of buildings is gonna be the city of Albuera, like the village of Albuera. There's a couple creeks in the area, which we'll talk about more with features in the battlefield. And then this ridge is it's a substantial hill. It's not as big as when I did the first battle in this campaign, but it's no slouch. Definitely has some bonuses for defending or when someone's attacking you uphill. I added these bridges just for speed. If someone wants to cross over a bridge, so they don't have to pay the penalty for crossing a creek. Well, I'll probably knock off a couple of pips off the dice or have them run at full speed, and they have to remove the highest dice to cross it. A more substantial bit of waterway here is this is the Albuera River, and then it's split into two forks, the Nogales and the, please help me pronounce this, Chicaparina. So this one over here will be the Nogales, and that's the Chicaparina. There's a couple roads. The roads here that leads off head towards Badajoz. That'll be one of the objectives for the French to get off there. And instead of this being typically when I have this side of board out, we'll see either a general d'armée or a black powder battle. This will be kind of a special modified sharps practice that I've never tried before, but I've always wanted to, so I have no idea how well it's going to work out. The units will kind of appear and hopefully it'll work out well. I won't even do any pre-forces. I'll introduce troops as they come onto the board. All the British forces will come on this road from Badajoz. The French will come in on this corner over here, except for Marshal Soult, one of the skirmish groups, and the French artillery, which will come in between these on this edge right here. But they have to get a task roll of, let's say, 18, and that'll just give the time for the British to actually and whoever. It'll be British forces. There might be some Hanoverians, but I think it's going to be all British to get into place, so they just don't have to. The game won't be over in 10 seconds. It probably end up being a forced morale game. It's going to be a lot of troops, a lot of dice getting thrown, and it's going to be quite a bit of improv as I go along, as I try to adapt to a number of troops that is way more than you should play sharp practice with. But I think people have done it when I've talked about it at the end of other videos. People have always suggested things, so I'm kind of taking what people have suggested and trying to turn that into a game on the fly. So yeah, should be fun. It'll be nice to see the Napoleonics again. And we'll follow most of the black powder rules as best, not black powder, as most of the sharp practice rules for Napoleonics as I can. And we'll see how it goes. All right, so we'll get back in a minute. We'll start drawing some cards. And it should be a blast. It'll be pretty if anything. So lots of shooting, lots of casualties, lots of hand-to-hand. This battle was ended up being a British victory in the end, but Wellington was quoted as saying, with victories like that, this war will soon be over or will be lost or something like that. So can't afford to lose that many troops. This was a bloody one. So we'll see if that stays true to history or not. All right, guys. Kick back, paint some minis, and enjoy. All right, we're ready to go. Time for a little force morale roll. Both sides will be +1. All right, both forces are pumped. We got force morales of 11 all around. All right, we got all the cards. Yeah, we got everything. 9 commanders and all the flags that you can get in an infantry deck. So we're doing the whole shebang-a-bang. Starting off with a little blue flag action. I guess I'll put the Frenchies over here on the left. I'll move down a little bit. Red flag. Can't have a random event already. Gonna have end of turn. Oh, here we go. Blue 2. General Girard leads in 3 battalions of French line in attack column. All right, so you see what kind of game of sharp practice we're going to have here. It's going to be out of control. All the commanders that are going to be listed on the order of battle are from the actual battle itself, historically, except for General Palombini. I will have to have my Italians because I love them so much. And yeah, I don't think he was there. At least it's not recorded. He could have been there, hide in the background. Second red flag. Oh, blue flags. All right, got some British coming on the map now. Red 4, excuse me. And I'm gonna try real hard. Sometimes when I'm talking and filming and thinking, and I'll get my 4s and my 6s wrong. General Hamilton leads on the 3rd, the 27th, and the 40th in March column from the road for Battle Hoth. They're kind of moving off towards that eastern hill. Is that east? No, I think that'd be west. Let me get my compass directions correct. Yes, they are moving towards the western hill. That's 3 dice. Oh, my 3 dice. 3 flags playing a chain of command and bolt action, rubbing off on me. Ooh. Red 5. That's Colonel Colburn and 4 bases of the 95th Rifles. Their objective is to get to the town of Albuera and to fortify some of the buildings against the French incursion. Oh, another French move. The old 7. They are a non-factor because they're going to come in with Soult. So they have to wait for Soult's card to come out so they can roll a task roll. Oh, little payback. More French. That's General Gazan. So now we've got 6 French line battalions marching on to begin the attack. Coming in from the, I guess they'd be the southwest. 3rd red flag. Ooh, 4th red flag. Might be time for a bonus move. Lord Beresford in a bonus move uses all 4 flags to bring in the 1st, the 45th, and the 54th in March column, heading down the road towards the Albuera. And there's the end of the turn. Everyone's moved. The French can't use their flags. That was a great move by the British, bringing that, using those 4 flags. The French, sorry about your luck, son. All right, that's all I got. All right, starting next turn.
Ooh, I think we've already seen that before.
General Palombini arrives on the battlefield with his 3 Italian infantry battalions. He's to the right of the other 2 generals already here, so we have 9 basically French line battalions on here, making their push from the southwest.
Oh, there we go.
Leader number 4 for the British is General Hamilton. He's got his 3 infantry battalions already on the battlefield. He is going to advance his 3 guys in column, and they're going to run them and take 1 shock because he's a level 3 leader, so he'll pull 2 shock off, so 1 unit will have 1 remaining. Alright, General Hamilton advancing 8 inches along the road. Got his guys on the move. The 40th will retain 1 shock. And the rest of the units are unhurt. Leader number 3 for the French is General Gazan. He's going to lead his 3 infantry battalions forward. They just trudge forward a couple inches. No point running yet with the French. They want to keep their advance as even as possible to all arrive at the objective at once. They're trying to coordinate with Soult. He hasn't even started rolling his darn task rolls yet to get his 18.
Little blue flag action. Alright, red leader 6.
Colonel Otway leads on 4 bases of 60th Royal American. He's going to try to support these guys and move over to the western hill.
Uh-oh, new one. Blue leader 8.
General Malbourg arrives on the battlefield with the 3 French heavy cavalry regiments. So you've got the Carbineers, the Cuirassiers, and the Garde des Cheval. They arrive on the battlefield at the canter, and they are on the far left of the French line. So they are looking impressive. Yes. All right. Let's see if they can take Albuera.
We got a second blue flag. French haven't got any flag. British haven't got any flags yet, but they do get another leader with a red 7 there.
Major Dixon leads on his 3 British 9-pounders. Not quite sure where they're going yet. Could go right or straight. They're on the battlefield.
Another short turn.
Alright, so the French have 2 flags, so they will move General Girard and General Palombini forward, 1d6 each. Still got a long way to go, but they're moving forward. Alright, we'll see you in the next turn. You can see the British from up here. They're coming through the woods.
All right, let's see what we get. Oh, so that's the guard. They can't come in until some conditions later on. So they are a non-factor. The British Guard will be the same way. A blue flag. A red flag action. Oh, I think that's the British cavalry. That's General Lumley. He leads on the 3 squadrons of British heavy cavalry, the Scots Greys, the Horse Guards, and the Life Guards at the canter. Oh, it's getting crazy. A little bit of overcrowding over here. We need to move some units out of the deployment area. All right, red 7. That's Major Dixon and the 3 Royal Horse Artillery guns. They're going to try to move forward. You know what? They can't even move. They're blocked in. We got ourselves a logjam here. Major Dixon's just going to shut it down and kind of just wave and wait for these guys to get out of his way. Blue 4. That's General Palombini. He's going to advance. He's going to run his troops. He's going to get a little move on here. 1 unit will take a shock. Now with this many units, it's every 3 plips of shock will slow down by 1. That's the way Caesar would have wanted it. The Italians leading the French attack. Well, he probably would want to deal with the French. They were with the Gauls. All right, Palombini moving towards the ridge.
Red 5.
Colonel Colburn and the 95th Rifles are going to move forward. All right, two quick changes. I switched out Colonel Colburn's miniature for a 95th officer, and I added an extra base to the skirmisher bases. So now they have 5 bases of 2, and there they are. They've moved forward. The same thing for the 60th Royal American. There are no French voltigeur units on the field yet.
Oh, the red flag action. Ooh, that's a big one. Red 2.
It's General Stewart and 3 British infantry battalions. There's not space for him to deploy, so he is going to mill around in the rear, have some tea.
British got to get it together here. French cavalry, they're gonna charge. Yeah, no, not charge. They're gonna move forward.
General Molborg is going to move forward at a canter. French heavy cavalry advances 11 inches. Slowly starting to build up speed into the offense.
All right, another blue flag. We got 2 blue flags and 2 red flags. Now we've got 3 red flags and 2 blue flags. Whatever, I'm getting it all backwards. No random event. So blue 2.
General Girard is going to run his guys and take 1 shock, just like Palombini. Girard advances. Oh, leaving his brother commander in the rear.
He gets to get a roll to work onto his task roll of 18.
So Soult is advancing on Albuera from the south.
That's the British Guard. They can't come in yet. 3 red flags for both sides. Red 6.
That's Colonel Otway and his 5 bases of 60th Royal American. They move around to the other side of the British infantry, getting out of the way.
Blue 3.
That's General Gazan. He's going to try to catch up with his colleagues. He's going to run his guys and take 1 shock. That 3-inch move might have not been worth the shock they got. Might a little bit too much wine and cheese in the rear area there for General Gazan.
Ooh, 4 blue flags. They're going to use those to give Soult an extra task roll.
Marshal Soult is halfway to Albuera. He's got a task roll of, he's got a 9 so far, and the 18 he needs to get to.
Another blue flag. Is that 3 blue flags? I think that's 3 blue flags in a row.
General Gazan was technically last. So that kind of makes sense. Make way is the random event. General Gazan, who was struggling with that 3-inch move because of the wine and cheese. His troops thought they were going faster, and they run him down, knock him off his horse. Next time his card comes up, he can't do anything except kind of dust himself off.
Blue 6.
That's Colonel Goudenot and his French voltigeurs. That group of troops is attached to the Imperial Guard, which is still miles off. They can't even start showing up until Soult is here.
There's 4 British flags. They're going to move Marshal Beresford.
Beresford, sorry. He's going to run. Some of his troops were on the road, so I'm going to count that as a road. So he's going to go 3d6. And he's a level 4 leader, so he'll pull all the shock. Beresford gets a monster move, passing up the 95th Rifles on his way to Albuera. What a beast.
All right, got a blue 7.
That's General Route, who's going to come in with Marshal Soult. He's marching with the column.
And the old Fuge. French have 2, but everything moved to the French, so that'll be the end of the turn.
So at the end of that turn, we got the 3 French commands moving forward from the southwest towards the Albuera western ridge. French heavy cavalry columns cantering along in no big hurry. We've got British cavalry and 3 British line battalions marching out to meet them. Kind of slowing down a little bit over here. They need to pick up the pace. They got their skirmishers moving out on the inside here. The artillery wanted to move, but they kind of got boxed in last turn. And then you got Marshal Beresford hustling to try to get to the ridge, defend Albuera, because you can start seeing the dust clouds of Marshal Soult approaching the town from the south.
Here we go. Red leader 4.
That's General Hamilton. He's going to keep his guys in line. He's going to run them, so they get the extra. They'll get 4d6, but he'll end up with 1 shot because he's only a level 3 leader. General Hamilton is motoring along the road, making his way out to meet the French. He's hoping to get some support this turn, where the other British commander will enter the battlefield.
Blue leader 4.
General Palombini. He's just going to move just 1d6 this turn and then pull off the 1 shot. General Palombini looked back and saw General Gazan get knocked off his horse by his overeager infantry, so he's kind of put the brakes on his offense. He's out by his lonesome here, kind of looking at looking for his friends for help.
A little red flag action. Same with the blue. That's 3 in a row. Let's see what Palombini has in store.
Palombini's horse steps in a giant pile of dog crap and flicks him up onto his uniform. Thankfully, he was right by this creek here. He ordered one of his attendants to grab a sponge, go to the water, and come back and clean off his uniform. Gotta keep looking good before you get blood all over it.
That was very convenient for Palombini. 3 blue flags. It's all flags so far.
That blue 3 is for Gazan. He is going to get back on his horse.
That's the end of his move. 3 red flags. Bonus move.
Cashing in on the bonus move, General Stewart brings in the 23rd, the 29th, and the 44th regiments onto the battlefield. British making their presence felt now. Now with 12 line battalions on the battlefield and 3 cavalry squadrons, plus 2 skirmish units and their artillery.
That's the guard for the British. They can't come in yet. Another red flag. Red leader 3, all right.
That's another line commander for the British. That's General Cole. No room to come on for him, so he's staying off and loitering in the rear.
Oh, Soult gets to go again. Soult is up to a 15, so the British can hear the footsteps, the footfalls of the French infantry closing in from the south. They could probably actually see them, but I just can't illustrate that on the battlefield. Red flag. That's the British cavalry. Red 8.
General Lumley's going to move forward at the canter. British cavalry moving through the up and down terrain over here on the back of the ridge. Trying to move forward to deploy.
4 blue flags. All right, we're going to move the...
General Gazan is going to run and take a one shock on one of his battalions. All right, General Gazan is temporarily caught up to General Girard.
All is right with the world. Oh, that was over. Girard's turn.
He's going to run and take another shock. All right, Girard has moved ahead.
Ah, Marshal Beresford.
He's going to run, start leaving the road, and start moving towards over there to deploy. He's actually going to burn 2 flags to use drill and shake out his brigade into line. Marshal Beresford has moved forward 11 inches, deployed 2 battalions into line just east of Albuera with the 45th in rear for support. Looking very British of him. Oh yeah.
Beresford is ready for Soult to appear. Another British flag. British artillery finally gets to move.
Major Dixon advances his limbered, 3 limbered 9-pounders up the road.
Blue flag. Red 5.
Colonel Colburn and his 95th Rifles are going to advance towards Albuera, looking to fortify. The light infantry of the 95th Rifles moving towards the church.
Second blue flag. Third blue flag. Tempest Fugit.
French only have 1 unit that hasn't moved, and that is General Marburg's cavalry. They're going to move forward at the canter. French cavalry is keeping pace with the French infantry. So far, so good. They're coordinating well. They got messengers going back and forth between them and Soult's main group. And they also have contact with General Michel and the Imperial Guard closing in as well.
All right, here we go. Start off with a little blue flag action. Got to do a double take. Blue leader 6. Colonel Goudineau. He is attached to the French Guard that's coming later. Blue 5. That's Colonel Werrell. He's attached to Soult's line is coming later. Red 3. There we go.
General Cole marches his brigade onto the table with the 28th and 2 battalions of the King's German Legion.
First red flag of this turn. Ooh, British are on the roll.
General Stewart is going to move forward, try to weave his way through all the units ahead of him. He's on the road, so he'll get an extra die. They're weaving their way through the lines, trying to get around the artillery. They're doing all right.
Second blue flag. Oh, that's the French artillery that's not here yet.
According to TripStar.
Red 6.
That's Colonel Otway and his 60th Royal American. They're going to move forward to defend Albuera. They move into the trees.
Oh, there's Soult. He's going to get a task roll.
Marshal Soult, along with the his skirmish line and his 3 heavy guns, have arrived on the battlefield just south of Albuera. British are kind of in place. Definitely need some work. Look at the rest of the French assault over there.
Looking good. Only basically the guard is almost free to come in now. It's going to be a horrific mess.
We're at 7.
Major Dixon and the British artillery going to be scrambling to get his Royal Foot artillery into position now that that Soult has arrived ahead of schedule. British guns still rolling.
That's 2 red flags and 3 blue flags. 3 for 3. Another one's a random event for that artillery. Oh, they got lucky. And do a quick double take, and yes, that is a blue 4.
General Palambini's troops are shock free now, so he is going to run and pick up 1 shock. Plus, he's got the dog poop off his uniform.
Palambini continuing his steady march for the glory of Rome, heading towards the cliffs of insanity.
Oh, Marshal Beresford.
He's kind of enjoying the fact that Soult has positioned his artillery on his left. He's going to start advancing and trying to turn the flank on these guys.
Great plan, not the best execution. British kind of struggle in their wheel. You're probably not used to moving in line. They've been in march column the entire battle so far. So, move forward 4 inches.
Uh-oh. Play the music.
General Michel has arrived with the 3 battalions of the French Old Guard. Of course, it's the Old Guard Grenadiers, the Chasseurs, and the Middle Guard. Oh, they brought their skirmishers with them. Their voltigeurs are out front. It's not looking good for the home team. British got to get in position quick.
There's that 4th French flag.
French decided to use it on Count Girard, give him an extra move here. Turn, he's going to move normally and pull both shock he has on his battalions.
The brigade only advances 2 inches, but all the shock is now gone off those guys.
Another blue flag. Red 8.
It's General Lumley and the British Heavy Horse. He's going to advance to the canter.
They're moving ahead. The terrain's making some issues for the cavalry, but they're still, they advanced 12 inches.
Red 5.
That's Colonel Colburn and his 95th Rifles. Should be able to occupy the church on the next turn.
They're going to go ahead and do that now. The British are going to let Colonel Colburn occupy the church, hopefully, and fire.
95th Rifles occupy the church and the ground surrounding it, and they're going to go ahead and fire. Let's see what they can see, actually.
So you're going to be firing straight ahead at all that. They're going to get all 3 groups plus the skirmishers. So 4 groups. The skirmishers will add their light cover on to these guys. 12 shots at effective range. First fire, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s.
Seven hits in light cover into Soult's command, excuse me. In light cover, and these rifled muskets will be double unloaded. To 2 kills and a shock on Soult's unit is a 1 in 20 chance that Soult is hit.
All right, first shots of the game. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's go.
All right, another red flag. Red 2.
That's General Girard. He was the beneficiary of that free move, so he's going to run now and pick up 1 shock. General Girard is close to the stream, getting ready to cross that sucker. All right.
Ooh. I did the free move so they can come in, didn't I? No, it's the British Guard. I was thinking the French. Oh, Maitland's coming in.
General Maitland brings on the 1st Guards, 2nd Scots Guards, or 2nd Coldstream Guards, and the 3rd Scots Guards. And every single unit for this battle is on the table. Now we're cooking.
Red 4, excuse me.
This General Hamilton, he's just going to move 2d6 because he's on the road and pull the 2 shock he's accumulated. Continue their advance alongside the cavalry, heading towards the... Got a date with destiny with the French.
2nd red flag. 3rd red flag. There's a random event for those guys, a movement event, as the French get their 2nd flag.
Let's see what happens to General Hamilton in the randomness. Tell the men to sing. An extra 2d6 of free movement for General Hamilton. That's going to piss off Palambini. He gets to step in dog crap. And the freaking British get to move extra moves. That's not fair. It wasn't too much of a move there, Palambini. And quit your whining. There's no crying at Albuera. Hamilton moving down the ridge line. Getting kind of close to the French. Might be a good time to get into a line.
3 French flags. 4 French flags.
Soult points over at Route. They crank and fire their... they're going to present and fire 3 12-pounders into the church where the church grounds where the 95th Rifles is garrisoned. Those guns will be double unloaded after this. Effective fire. Presented first fire. This is going to be a ball shot. 48 shots hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, I forgot the commander too. He's a level 2. So 50 shots. Dice galore. These Napoleonic artillery also have sharp practice, so this is going to be horrific. 95th's in hard cover, but artillery is going to reduce it by 1 down to light cover. "36 hits in light cover. This could be the end of the 95th. Oh, it's been nice knowing you. Six kills, 15 shock. They are absolutely vaporized. Oh, I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this one. 50-50 chance their colonel gets hit. Colonel Coburn's command is completely incinerated. He's down to 6 guys with 15 shock. They break and run. We'll get a bad thing for that. 6 of his guys are just blasted all over the walls of the church. It's horrible. A group breaks. That's -1 to the British, down to 10, I think.
British need to get their guns on point if they're going to be this devastating. They only have 9-pounders. They'll lose a couple dice.
General Gazan, he's going to move forward 1d6 and go ahead and pull 2 shock. He's keeping pace. French assault. Will it ever happen? It's sure not as quick as black powder, but, you know, that artillery was absolutely insane.
Blue 7.
General Marburg will move forward with his French heavy cavalry at the canter.
French cavalry advancing towards the creek. Decent move, keeping pace with the rest of the French advance. You want to keep guys close so you can spread casualties if some of this artillery gets loose on you.
Down to the last card. No, 2 cards, sorry. Got a red flag, so they'll do a free move. General Cole's going to advance up the road and run. On the road with the road bonus.
General Cole gets a good move, moving up to support General Hamilton and General Lumley against the inevitable French assault against this ridge line.
And then the last card, we go through the whole darn deck. That is awesome. What a turn.
The French are closing into charging and cavalry range over here where their main push was on the western ridge. And yeah, kind of following historically. Soult, he didn't lead the attack right on Albuera, but he's there. Artillery's absolutely incinerating stuff. British have to deploy in depth so they can withstand those assaults that already set up artillery. Might have to work on Lord Beresford's idea of rolling up their flank and attacking that way. Then the artillery can shoot through the Soult's troops.
All right, here we go. Oh, Lord Beresford coming out of the box.
He's going to continue his wheel and see how far he gets here. They wheel a little farther. Nothing too aggressive there. Still struggling, but they are in musket range now after that run. No shock because he's a level 4 leader, so hopefully they'll be able to start hammering away on the Marshal Soult's right.
I guess the French cavalry, right?
General Malberg is going to canter across the water. Prepare to charge. They're about halfway across the stream, making the British probably nervous. See if the British cavalry though can come charging down that hill.
Blue leader 3.
General Gazan, he is shock free now. This is going to run, pick up a shock on one of his units. General Gazan gets a good move. He has opted for speed, so he actually get an extra 1d6 for being on the road. So he's gone from worst to first. He's crossed over the stream for the most part. Well, he has at least. His unit is halfway across. They're piled up on the bridge. Leading the charge now.
Little red flag action. 2 red flags. That's a red 6.
Colonel Otway is going to move up behind the church. He's going to learn from the mistakes of his his buddies that are running past him on the left, just completely covered in blood and pieces. Very realistic dice rolling. As they see the 95th Rifles running away and terrified, with half their guys blown off. Yeah, they're going to go real slow.
Blue leader 5.
Colonel Werrell, he's attached to Soult, so he's no shock to pull. Well, actually, he can't pull shock. He pulls all the shock off Soult's units. They still have 2 casualties, but
3 red flags. Red 5.
Colonel Colburn has detached himself once he couldn't figure, get these guys psychologically able to return to the front line. They are just, oh my god, they like jumped over the snake rail fence like they're in the Olympic event. So Colonel Colburn has fallen in and is serving as an adjutant to Major Dixon in the Royal Horse Artillery.
All right, 4 red flags.
Marshal Beresford is going to have his 2 front units present and fire and be unloaded. They'll be able to hit these 2 line units plus the skirmish unit here. They'll all be in light cover.
The 59th and the 1st, hammering away at long range, presented and first fire. 68 shots, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s, sorry. "32 hits can be split up between those 3 groups in light cover." Assault's line lurches as 4 men are killed, 11 points of shock are put on or spread out between those 3 groups. On a roll of 1 or 2, Solt is hit by a musket ball. Fourth Battalion 8th is 1 die away from losing a base. 3rd Battalion 8th has got half a base wiped out, and both of these line battalions have 3 shock. The skirmish screen up front has 5 shock. They got no casualties, but got hammered with shock. We still have 1 casualty over here on the 1st Battalion 8th. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost all those flags. Sorry about that. 1 back. That should be 2 flags in a row. There'll be 3 flags in a row, so a random event for Marshal Beresford as the French get their first flag. Well, that's not good for Lord Beresford, as his entire command has been affected with bad powder, damp squid. They're going to fire at half effect until they can find an ammunition wagon, which I don't have planned this game, so sorry about that, buddy. It's all flag. It's Flag City. 2 for the British. Oh, that's the British Guard. Maitland runs his boys forward, see how far he can get.
Maitland advances forward, trying to support Beresford.
Second blue flag. I think we're 1 away from having another random event, but we get away with it. Blue 6.
Colonel Godinot in charge of the skirmish line in front of the guard. He is attached to General Michel, so he will just sit there. He's no shock to Paul.
Red flag. They got 3. French have 3 now. That's 3 flags. The last one to move was General Maitland. For some reason, General Maitland has confused the map or lost his orders, but the next time he goes, or his card comes up, he will not move as he tries to reorient himself with the battlefield, trying to figure out where the heck he's supposed to be. So, the British Guard in a state of confusion. Not good. I don't think it would really happen in reality. Solt! Oh! Alright, Solt's going to use 2 flags to change formation. And he's going to do 2 cards to pot a charge. And then he's got 4 commands to play with.
Solt pulls all the shock and advances on Lord Beresford's position. He can sense the confusion of Maitland not, what his orders are and the powder problems. He knows what's up. He's going in there for the kill. He couldn't quite reach the British, but he did pull a ton of shock. And they are they're mid berserker style. If they get a couple more flags come up, they'll try to go again.
Oh, that's good. Red 4. General Hamilton, he's going to use 2 flags to go out into line. And advance 1 move, and then we're going to see if we can fire. Alright, they have fallen out of the line. They're going to present and fire and be unloaded. The primary is going to be these gentlemen crossing the bridge, but he's going to pick up a lot of the, that entire command plus these gentlemen here. 67 shots, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s.
General Gazan's having some concerns about bringing his command across the bridge. Oh, guys, they're looking beautiful, but they might get rocked. "35 hits plowing to the French in the open. Nine kills and 22 shock are spread out between those 6 battalions. Gazan is hit on a 1, 2, or a 3. So 3 casualties and 3 shock, 4 shock, 5 shock. And then going across the bridge is we've got a 2, 3, and I think 7 in the back. They got hit by all the musket balls flew through and hit them all in the knees or something. They're all terrified. Got some casualties. That's a good barrage.
Oh, the guard.
They're gonna run and take a shock. The old guard, well, along with the middle guard, moved to the stream, heading towards the Cliffs of Insanity. No British up there yet to stop them.
There's a Tempest Fugit. There's only 1 card left. The British are going to use keep their cavalry going at the canter.
They're moving up. Oh yeah, getting ourselves ready for a massive confrontation between British heavy cavalry and French heavy cavalry. So that turn ended up great. Yeah. The damp squid might screw these guys a little bit here, but Marshal Soult on the way. British still in the process of trying to get set up. They haven't quite got there yet. Thankfully, they've got 2 brigades that are online and firing. They've done significant work. British cavalry is about to make a massive impact over here on the French left. So, and then you got the French advancing, struggling to get across these streams. I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce it. And no one wants to go out in front of the French guns. All right, see you in the next card.
Oh, French guard started off right.
They will continue their advance. The guard moves into the stream, and their skirmish stream will engage that British infantry unit to the left. It's not a flank shot, it's just going to be a long-range peppering. 12 shots, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. First fire. Five hits in the open. Nice shooting by those voltigeurs. 3 dead and a shock. There's a chance the leaders hit on a 3 and 20. Take that back. Leaders with the other group.
All right, pressing forward. Red flag. 2 red flags. Blue flag. Random event for the elite. Sorry, for the guard. Now that's a weird one.
The unit that moved, but then they're in a mixed formation. Their skirmish screen fired. So which one is it? All right, still go a step out, lads. They get an extra 1d6 of movement. General Michel keeps his skirmish screen off to his left and begins his ascent up the Cliffs of Insanity. No British there to meet him yet. I guess when they do get there, these boys will be ready to frickin' hammer them.
3 British flags, excuse me. Blue 4.
Oh boy, Palombini, he's gonna run and take a shot. Palombini's keeping pace with the guard, moving forward onto the ridge. He ran, he took a shock. He would be in range to fire at the British, but used both his movements.
4 red flags.
The British have all kinds of needs. But they're going to use General Cole here. They need to get another unit up to support
this front. It's about to go horribly wrong up here. General Cole marches forward, takes a shock, crosses over the fence. He's close to being in position. Not quite there yet, but a lot better than they were.
British Guard.
Maitland will remove his penalty marker and reorient himself with his orders and his map, and now he will be ready to move next time his card comes up.
Blue flag. Uh-oh. Blue 7.
That's General Rute and his artillery.
And both his actions to reload. Oh, and there's Salt.
Salt's going to be a little gamey. He's going to he knows these guys got the damp squib, so they can't match his firepower. So he's going to change formation into line and probably present and fire. Yeah. While also pulling 3 shock.
Oh, it's a final nightmare. It's a close range first fire. Ouch. And it'll be presented too.
65 shots hitting on anything but. Oh. Lord Beresford, get out the tea and crumpets, baby. This is going to hurt. Hits in the open, split over 3 groups. Lord Beresford on the phone with his life insurance agent. What can I get for myself, baby? How much is my horse worth? Lord Beresford's command takes 10 dead and 26 shock spread across his 3 units. Let's see what that impacts. And first off, Lord Beresford's hit on a 1, 2, or 3. The 1st Royal Scots lose a base and have 1 extra casualty. The 45th has 3 casualties on its unit, and the 59th has 2. The 59th has 10 shock, the 45th has 10 shock, and the 1st Royal Scots have 6 shock. So they get rocked, but they're still effective.
Salt was very pleased with that result. Another red flag. Ooh, another blue flag. Red 8.
General Lumley and the British cavalry going to move forward at the canter. Quite a bit of a stretch to hit on the charge, but they're going to close in. I don't think you still need that telescope, brother. You're pretty damn close to the French. It's going to be dangerous riding at full speed with that, at least at the canter with all that stuff going on. British cavalry coming around the edge of the infantry beautifully. Well coordinated. See what the French cavalry plans on doing about that.
French do have 3 flags, so that could be sooner than later. Red Leader 4.
General Hamilton is going to reload and present. And also pull a shock. If anyone charges him, they're going to get a nasty surprise.
There's the 4th French flag.
I was debating about going with the cavalry, but I think I'm going to go with Salt. Reload, fire, be unloaded again, and pull some shock. 65 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Lord Beresford, his command is not looking too good. 32 hits hit the British, split between the 3 groups. $15 more shock and 7 dead to the British units over here. On a 1, 2, or a 3 or a 4, Beresford is hit. So the 45th loses a base and goes up to 14 shock. The 1st Regiment loses another base and goes up to 10 shock.
And the 59th goes up to 16 shock. Wow. Beresford's in deep doo-doo over there. The second British flag. French leader 2.
Haven't seen Girard in a while. Here he's gonna run and get into the stream. Girard also pulls 2 shock as his troops they lose an inch for the shock and a little bit more for the stream. They just get their toes wet here a little bit. They're at the beach.
First French flag. Oh, Tempest Fugit.
They're going to move Major Dixon and they're going to move General Stewart here. Major Dixon is just waiting for the inevitable fall of Lord Beresford, so he's set up his artillery on the hill behind the church. He's screened from the French guns, and he is ready to absolutely crush whatever part of Soult's command comes through there. General Stewart moved up the road. He's got the road bonus and no shock. Last move, the French are going to move their cavalry and see if they can engage. I don't know if I have enough dice in the world for this one. Oh. It's looking absolutely savage. All right, here comes the massive hand-to-hand. It's going to be a blast. This should be a pretty even battle. The French will have a slight advantage because they're at the gallop compared to the British that were cantered. Here we go. It's an absolute draw. Both sides lose 3 guys. So they lose a base each and have 1 extra casualty, and they both take 7 shock. On a 1, 2, or a 3, one of the generals is hit for both sides. On a good note, British get 1 guy back. On a bad note, General Lumley is skewered while he's looking through his telescope. Cuirassier rams a saber right through the other end. He's like, "Oh, that looks good. It's 3D. It's IMAX, baby." Let's see what happens to the good general. He is killed. That is a nightmare for the British with their cavalry engaged. Could do a bad thing for a level 3 leader killed. Drops the British down to a force morale of 8. They fight again. Should be brutal. That was not brutal. That was terrible dice rolling. Gosh. French they kill 1 English guy and they do 3 shock, and the English do 3 shock on the French. British cavalry are pushed back 6 inches and are facing the enemy. That would be a bad thing for falling back in hand to hand. No effect on force morale. That turn comes to an end. Oh. Marshal Soult did some work that turn.
There we go again. Little red flag action. Little blue flag action. Oh gosh, please no random events. I don't know who went last. I guess the cavalry did last. Oh, the guard. The guard.
Michel is going to continue his move up the hill. Up the hill. All 3 guard battalions have 1 shock now as they continue to move up the hill. Their skirmish screen is peeled off to the left. They will get a flank shot on those 2 British battalions now. They will be doubling shock. 12 shots at effective range, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Three hits each, doubling shock in the open. And that's the kind of shooting you expect here on this channel. That was terrible. Was that one kill, I think? Hang on. That was such terrible shooting, I have to go back and watch it again. Just one kill on this front unit, so they'll actually lose a base. But no shock at all.
What a joke. That was terrible. Second red flag. French have 1 flag. Oh, French have 2 flags. Oh, blue 4. Is that Palombini? That's my boy. Might not make it. They need like 15 inches, but Palombini is going to use Dupate charge.
Palombini short.
Oh, there he is.
You see, the Lord Beresford's screwed. He's got damp squid. His unit's getting cut to pieces. So he's going to use two flags to do drill and change formation to column of companies. And then he is going to move backwards this way. Withdraw 11 inches. He pulled 2 shock as well. And yeah, we're trying to get away from Solt. Solt will be able to shoot him in the back, but he has made room. Beresford has made room for the guard to start moving into position to engage Solt's brigade. And also, he's got now way clear of the British artillery, which will the hammer on Solt as well.
Oh, Solt. That was convenient.
Well, he will advance and move his skirmish screen out ahead of his main force to try to keep his boys alive. Solt's infantry move up 6 inches. Solt's skirmish screen moves up 12. He has reloaded. And yeah, and he's got his screen out in front again to try to at least give him light cover compared to some of this shooting. Of course, the artillery will chew right through it. That's Colonel Gauguinot, who is with General Michel, serving as an adjutant. He'll pull 2 shock.
Blue flag. Blue 8.
That's General Maubourg and the French heavy cavalry. Oh, this could be brutal. He's going to pull 1 shock, and then he's going to go in at the gallop into the British cavalry. French cavalry at the gallop slams into them. All 3 squadrons have 3 shock. British have a bit more, but the British are standing still when this hits them. Carbineers lead the charge against the Royal Horse Guards. Let's see how this one goes. British cavalry's caught completely flat-footed, and it showed they were able to get 1 hit, 1 kill, and 1 shock onto the French. The French bring it home with 4 kills and 7 shock on the British. 4 in 20 chance. The general's not even there. Forget that rule. So they lose by 3. Let's see how far back they go. I can't remember the rules. We're going to fall back. They're going to fall back 12 inches and gain 3 shock per group facing away from the enemy. British cavalry retreat up the ridge back the way they came, heading back to Battle Hall. The Life Guards, the Royal Horse Guard has 10 shock and 10 guys, so like the wind blows on them, they're going to be in trouble. Both the other squadrons have 8 each, but they're in deep doo-doo. We'll roll a bad thing for being beaten back in combat.
British fall down to 7. Alright, it's 3 red flags. 4 red flags. Woo! Alright, hang on. We're going to keep rolling the dice here. Oh. That'll work. So, okay, we'll use 2 flags. And the guard will move forward and change formation. Guard moves up. Unfortunately for the British artillery, they move up and block them from shooting the French. But Maitland's got to do what Maitland's got to do. He shakes out into line. He has the Scots Guards and the Coldstream Guard up front, and the First Guard's in a supporting role. They are presented, and they are ready to unload into the French. Blue 3. That's Gazan. He's got all kinds of shock issues. He's going to try to correct. His rear battalion has 7. He's going to take 3 off them and not even move. Third red flag. If they get a 4th, it's going to be serious. Ooh, 2 French flags. Red 6. Who's that? That's the 60th Royal American and Colonel Otway. They're going to try to move forward behind the church, but then fire over at Sult's troops. 12 shots at close range from Colonel Otway. It's their first fire as well, so they hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. See all those 1s and 2s? That was crazy. That sucked. This is going to be in light cover, hitting 4 different groups, so 6 hits. Holy crap, you see that? They made up for it. 4 kills and 2 shock. There's a 1 in 20 chance that Sult gets hit with that musket ball. The rear battalion loses a base. They got a shock over there. They have a shock on the right. And then you've got a couple kills in the left and the skirmish group. Nice shooting by Colonel Otway. Good job hiding behind the church so don't get murdered like the 95th did. Blue 5. That's Colonel Worrell. He goes ahead and pulls both shock they just acquired. Blue 4. That's General Hamilton. They will fire straight ahead. They're going to hit like everything. This is going to be spread over like 8 units. Maybe more. Yeah. Already presented, so they're going to fire and reload. So they won't be unloaded, so that's good. Part of these are going to hit the Italians that are going to be at close range. Everyone else is going to be at effective range. They're all presented. 63 shots hitting on 3s for some, and the rest are 4s. $33 hits splashed over 7 units. All these hits are in the open. Only 2 kills, but spreads 19 shock across that whole area. Very nice. A little template right there so I can tell exactly where all the dice colors are going to go so I can roll them all at once. Just curious, and there's the results. Battalion's got 5, they've got 4, they've got 6. They've got 5, they've got 6. Italians have got 4, 3, and oh, that unit didn't get hit, that's right. I've included the death dice now. They lost a guy. They're up to 3 pips. 3 French flags, 3 British flags. Red 7. It's Major Dixon. He's got not much to do here except present. He gets all set. So second, he gets a target. He's going to unload. Uh-oh. That's Sult. He's taking advantage of it. He's going again. Alright, Sult's going to use 1 command to detach Colonel Worrell, and they're going to slot off to the left and engage Colonel Otway. Then he's going to present and fire, and he's got no shock to pull, so yeah, that's it. And they'll be unloaded at the end of this catastrophe. First up, the Colonel will move 2d6, shift to the left, and then fire at Colonel Otway. This is the Colonel's first fire. Now he's off by himself. And they're going to blast away in on those guys, hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Ten hits in light cover.
1 kill, 3 shock. Chance Colonel Otway's hit on a 1.
Oh, this is what you think of with the close range presented blast. Some of these retreating units, not retreating, but they're actually going the wrong direction here, of Lord Beresford. These two outside units will both take a blast. They'll be combined in this, which will double shock. Close range presented, hitting on a, oh gosh, a lot. 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. 63 shots, including Salt's 4.
"46 hits, plow into 5 units. What a wallop from my boy Salt. "12 dead and 33 shock with some of the doubled stuff on those 2 units. Oh, there's a groan from the guard and from Lord Beresford. I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this one. Alright, there's a 1 in 20 chance for Lord Beresford and for General Maitland to be hit.
These one at a time because it's going to be horrific. The 59th, they lose 4 guys. So they have 6 guys gone, so they're down to 26, and they have 22 shock. Thankfully, Lord Beresford is with the center, with the the 45th. They have 23 shock, and they have 23 guys. So, oof.
As for the guard, it's just another day at the office. They each battalion loses 2 guys, and they each have 5 shock.
That was a heck of a good turn. Oh no, it's payback time. Yep, the guard. They're already presented. They're gonna Maitland's gonna pull 2 shock and unload.
63 presented first fire shots at close range. I think it's anything but 1s. Oh, yeah, they lost a couple of shots. Oh, it's actually gonna be 62. No, hang on. It's going to be 60. Sorry, I was subtracting the shock too away from the casualties. So 60 straight up shots. The French skirmishers are going to get clipped by the Scots Guard, so they're going to be in there too. So it's going to be spread across 4 groups. They missed 6, so 54 hits in the open, except for the skirmishers. They're going to get light cover. Nine dead and 33 shock. Oh, the brutality of the guard. First off, Salt will take a hit if it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Salt's command is reeling. He lost 3 bases of infantry, plus got some dice pips for an extra 5 guys killed over here. Front battalion is up to 12 shock. Battalion on the right's got 7 shock. Salt's personal battalion has got 8. Skirmishers got 6 shock over here. Oh, they get going up against the guard. No joke. Where's their support? There's no backup for the Sultan Master.
Oh, and it's the end of the turn. There's no flags. What a brutal turn. All right, here we go. A red flag action. Oh, it's Salt. What's he got?
Salt's troops are a little bit bruised up, but they are still a formidable weapon. He is going to pull 3 shock off the group on the left. They're going to reload and fire and be unloaded. 52 shots going straight ahead into those same 5 groups. And that's hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Salt's troops pull out 23 hits into this mass of British. Basically, they get about the odds. Actually, a little bit under the odds. A roll of 1, Maitland is hit on his dice, and then on a 1, 2, or a 3, Lord Beresford is hit. Eight kills and 16 shock. The big ones are going to be on the boys over here. Do they crumple with these hits? Assault's Folly is able to crush Beresford's command. These guys have 28 shock. These guys have 25 shock. And they have way less amount of troops than that. Especially the 45th. They're in deep crust. So both these units are going to break. They're going to go 2d6 plus 6 that direction, which is a high probability they'll go off the board. Lord Beresford is attached to the center unit, so we could get the always awesome level 4 leader routes off the table. The 59th routes off the board. The 45th is able to maintain by 1 inch. Oh man. Oh, hopefully Beresford's card doesn't come up, because otherwise they're screwed. The Coldstream Guard's got those 2 casualties there and 6 shock. First Guard's got 3 casualties and 7 shock, and I believe the Scots Guards have the same thing, 7 shock and 3 casualties. So they're still very, very much effective. We will get a bad thing for group breaks off table.
Dropping down to 6. Second red flag. Blue flag. Red 6.
That's Colonel Otway and his Royal Americans. They're going to pull, I think he's a level 2 leader. He'll pull 1 shock and fire. 12 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. I forgot they already had a casualty, so 11 shots. Too bad that wasn't their damage roll. Beautiful shooting there. 7 hits. Light cover. Three shock on a dead on a roll of 1. It's the Colonel. The French skirmishers better be careful. They've got 9 shock and 9 guys.
Blue flag. Blue 9. That's the guard. Potted charge.
French Guard reaches the top of the hill. They can't cross the barrier yet. Their skirmishers leap over the fence. Of course, Michel jumps his horse over it. He probably went through the gate, actually. You never know. And they're going to fire skirmishers into a massive column. Hitting on 12 shots, hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Six hits, 2 per each battalion. Three shock and a dead.
Blue flag. I'm sorry, I could like brain shut down for a minute. Red 3.
Very convenient. General Cole. He's gonna use those 2
Flags to shake out into line, and yeah, he's going to move forward and to get a better position and probably present.
They shake out into line with the King's German Legion up front, both battalions. They are presented. He also pulled 2 shock. Oh, that's a brutal force they're going to unload if they get their chance.
Uh-oh. Bye-bye Beresford.
Even with Beresford pulling all 4 shock, units still would have had 1 additional shock. So they break off the table, they get another 2d6. They only had 1 inch to go, plus 6. So they are on their way back to Lisbon, and we'll get a bad thing for a unit breaks and a level 4 leader routes off table.
Holy crap. They drop 5 force morale. They lose. And 3 flags go bye-bye. Red flag. 2 red flags. Red 5. He's with the artillery, so he can't do anything. He'll just kind of shine the guns. Blue flag. Blue 4. Isn't that Palambini? Oh, he'll do pot of charge too.
With his potted charge and his 2 extra commands, Palambini pulls every piece of shock the Italians had as they slam into the British. The British are loaded in higher elevations, so this could be tough for the Italians. For being on a higher elevation, I'm giving the English 2 extra dice. All right, here we go. Looking for 5s and 6s. Italians are going to get repulsed big time here. The British hit a home run with 6 kills and 9 shock, and the Italians end up doing 3 kills and 5 shock. On a 1, 2, or 3, Hamilton is wounded. On a 1 through 6, Palambini is wounded. Both leaders are hit. That could be bad for the English with their force morale, but they're going to win the battle. Let's see how bad they get it. They both take a light wound. They're bound to level 2 leaders. Let's see how bad the Italians have to go here. They lost by 3. The Italians get knocked back 12 inches facing the other way from the enemy. They both have, all 3 groups have 6 shock, and the center group lost 5 guys, and Palambini is wounded. So we got bad things for level 3 leader wounded and leader defeated in hand-to-hand and obliged to fall back.
They lose 2 and go down to 9.
The British win the battle, but they've taken a bad thing for a level 3 leader wounded.
6 is a -2, so they are defeated.
So there's still plenty of more fighting to do. It was fun though. Video's probably getting a little bit long, probably heading towards that 2 hour and a half range, 2-hour range. But yeah, this was just something I was kind of just wanted to try. I think it would have kept going longer if it didn't have that horrific Lord Beresford running off the table, losing like 6 force morale in 1 second. I think it was 5 actually, but it was a slow trickle up into that point. And it was like, oh gosh, they just got crushed. A lot of fluke things. I mean, a 1 in 20 chance their leader gets hit, or sorry, a 3 in 20. That's nuts. That commander of the cavalry getting hit, that was nuts. Beresford getting that damp squid over there, and then basically couldn't hang with against Soult, only with half firepower. Didn't have a chance. Yeah, so it was, I think I could have used a higher force morale table. That might be something I might explore in the future. Maybe try it with 20 or something like that, just to buy more time for more fighting to happen. But I don't know, and I mean, I would be retreating if you're this cavalry here at some point is going to destroy this infantry. The guard probably will get the jump on this and crush them. Those guys basically can't do anything. I think the British guard would end up beating Soult over there.
and if they don't, the British guns are going to incinerate it. You still have another British battalion coming, or brigade coming up the road, but I mean the French still have two basically. They've been getting hurt a little bit by these guys, but they still have two more brigades back here. The Italians weren't hurt that bad. They'll be able to turn around and come back, and then the Guard would have probably sliced them in half. Between the Guard and the cavalry, they would have cut off Hamilton's brigade, and it would have been all over. But yeah, British weren't able to hold the ridge line at Albuera. Soult will get through and bring supplies and break the siege of Badajoz. Wellington would have to, you know, if this was true, would have to fall back from his after his victory farther north, just to so Soult didn't cut him off from Portugal. And it would have been a repeat of 1810, and so there would have been no pushing on at that point. And we'd have to wait another year for Talavera. So, Vittoria, sorry, not Talavera. So, yeah. But this was fun. I know it had been suggested multiple times to me over the years that, you know, this is what you could do for sharp practice. And I've like, I don't know, I guess I could try it. And I never really got around to it. But it's been done now. And we'll probably do it again in the future. Working on mechs over there. I do want to have a fourth succession war battle. I got to get a couple extra mechs. My Curetans are outclassed by the it'll be the Federated Sons, I guess, at that point, or Federated Commonwealth. I can't remember which one. But once they combined, the Federated Commonwealth. So at least for that war. But that's it. Hope this was good. I enjoyed playing it, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll be gone next week. It's my wife and I's 25th wedding anniversary. We're going to go down to Charleston, South Carolina, and just basically do the tourist thing and hang out and just do nothing. So I'll get some pictures and stuff because we're going to go do a lot of historical stuff, but mostly it's going to be relaxing. So I will see you guys probably in a week or two, and take care, man. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great week, and take care now. Bye.